Good morning, YouTube family. How's it going this morning? I hope everybody's doing well. It's the 17th of September. Last time I talked to you, I was at a receiver in Texas. Did a delivery there. In fact, it was a swap out. Like I said earlier, we had to swap out the loads I had prior because I wasn't going to make my time. So me and a fellow prime driver switched loads in Oklahoma. He took the one I had on to Pauls Valley, and I took his on to Richardson, Texas. Talked about that a little bit. All you read about, if you ever have to go to that, it's called the Lone Star Cold Storage in Richardson, Texas. If you ever have to go there, just to keep just a mental note. It says that you have to make a phone call and give them that or your number. That is not true. Once I got there, one of the drivers had come out and said, "Yeah, you're open. Go on in." So at 7 o'clock, we just walked into the building wearing your mask and everything, and all I had to do was give them the order number that I had, the PO I had, and everything was fine. Automatically got me into a dock. Took them about 35-40 minutes and I was done, but I still had an issue with the trailer. The trailer itself had a tire inflation warning system, and the light would never go out, and I kept getting the bings on the Qualcomm. So driver, this happened the night before when I was driving down there, and I got with RA, and RA suggested I go to the nearest TA and have them check it out, which I told them that I would have to do that when I got the load done. So I took off from there, went up to Denton, Texas, kind of a little ways out of the way, but I went up there and told my fleet manager, because he had a proposed load for me to take, which I'm glad I didn't, because it would have been put me right smack in the Hurricane Sally. And I don't know what that would transpire had happened. I would have been delivering the load today, and I would have started out early. I had 3 drops with the load, and I would have been all over Alabama, and that's where the storm went, according to what my wife told me it was headed. So I am glad I got out of that completely. So anyway, when I drove to Denton, Texas, I went in there and told them what the problem was. And they said they called me in about an hour, so I parked there at the TA, or I think it was a Petro, it's a TA, excuse me. And we went ahead and I waited for them to call me. They called me, told me to back the trailer into one of their bays. And the gentleman come out there, and we went over it. At first, he couldn't seem to find a problem, and I said, "Dude, I mean, I can't get rid of this light," and it constantly says there's something. Is there a nail in a tire, or is there an issue or problem? He said, "Well, we're going to figure it out." Well, apparently when we went through the air brake testing of the truck and the trailer, I had, I guess, set the brakes on the trailer and then released the brakes, and he found it, and it was a T-fitting that went back to the deal, and it was actually leaking. And another thing that really questioned me is that when you're setting the trailer brakes, you know, you set your park brake and then you set your trailer brakes. Well, the problem is, come walking in the morning, I'd lose air. Every morning I'd have to sit here and charge up the airflow on my tanks, because they would drop down below 50 PSI. So I knew there was a problem, but he had to figure it out. It took him about an hour to get the fitting and all that stuff and put it together. And now the trailer's back up and running again. The problem though is that my clock was completely about busted. I had about 2 hours left on my 14, so I just went ahead and called my dispatch fleet manager and told him, "Hey, just don't worry about it. Try to get me a load tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go ahead and do a reset 10-hour break and right here," because I had a parking area and everything. So I said, "I'm just gonna do that." And he didn't seem to have a problem with that. He said, "Okay, cool, no problem." And then it wasn't more than, I had a proposed load given to me for the next morning. In fact, it was a pickup at 8 o'clock, and it was in Grand Prairie, Texas, down there by Fort Worth. And the reason why it's a decent load, don't get me wrong. It paid pretty good. and it was at a place down there in Grand Prairie, and this load is going to Fountain, Colorado. So guess what? I finally am going to the west. I finally get to go to Colorado. I finally get past Kansas and Nebraska. So, and why I've been to Wyoming. I was out west. I gotta say, yeah, I've been to Cheyenne one time solo on my own truck, but this is the first time that I'm actually going a little bit up there again. So I was kind of excited about that. It's just south of, I know the area well because I worked there for almost a year. I lived in Colorado Springs, and I did live in Denver once I got out of the military. I lived in Denver area, several little places around Denver for about 3 years, and this place that I'm going to is just south of Colorado Springs, and I was working on the Great Wolf Lodge there about 2-3 years ago. So I know the area pretty good, so it's not a big deal. I'm currently, right now, I'm in Amarillo, Texas. This is my fuel stop. It took them a little while at the load. This place was called the DSV, is the distribution center, and I guess I'm hauling a bunch of stuff for Panda Express, the food chain, chili sauce and some other stuff, and but the deal there, it was a cluster. Supposedly you're not supposed to arrive no more than 15 minutes prior to your appointment time. I arrived there and there was like 1,800 freaking trucks in line. Some of them had a 2 or 3 hour before their appointments were. I got there just at 7:45. In fact, I had to drive around the block twice because you couldn't even pull in to drive. If you did, your trailer would hang out on the road, and that was a no-no. So finally I got in there and parked, and of course everybody else was jockeying for positions. Finally got inside the building and turned over the documents. She said, well, I'll call you shortly for your dock time. I said, fine. Well, they're doing construction in there, so there was a little bit of maneuver to get into the dock, but I got in there. They got me loaded pretty quick. I say that. It was well over 2 hours when they finally finished loading me at 10. So I had to go around. I had to pull out, close the doors, seal it, and then I went around back and had to get my bills. So I didn't get out of there till about 11 o'clock, I think, yesterday morning. And then I had this fuel stop, so I drove up 287 all the way up here to Amarillo, and I pulled into Petro and fueled up and just decided to stay here because I'm at the halfway point, and my delivery of this load's not until tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So I decided I'd just take a 10-hour, get me a good shower in. I had my electrical hose that goes to the trailer lights, and for some reason there's been a cut on it, and it went all the way down to where you could see the wires. Didn't hit a wire, didn't do nothing, it just cut that wind. I don't know how it happened. So I had to get some electrical tape and taped it up, and then I also adjusted the strap, the spring-loaded strap on the back. I went ahead and adjusted it up so the pull, because they were hanging kind of low anyway, and I thought it might got caught up near the tire or something and sliced it, the fender and the tire. So I just adjusted it up so that it would clear that area, and I think that's going to fix it. So I rechecked the lights, did a post inspection on the truck, and everything seemed to be fine. Went ahead and took a break, relaxed for a little bit, and now I'm back up again. I'm up too early, really. I should have slept in a little bit more. I only got about 5 more hours to drive, and then I'll be right next to my 90 for tomorrow's delivery. So that's what's happened in the past day and everything. So, but I really wanted to do this because I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to get a lot more subscribers. I'm now up to 209 subscribers, which is awesome. And I want to do some shout outs. I keep telling you, I forget people's names and stuff. And if I have forgot about you and you're not on this list, because it's a good list, let me tell you. For one, driverslineup.com, Eric and Jenna. Hey, I just subscribed to y'all's channel. I know you followed Crazy Bags just like I did. In fact, he was my referral back last year. I joined Prime in December of last year and went through Of course, he wasn't available at the time. In fact, he was trained in highway hunting, which we all know the story behind that, but we won't get into that. You know, and I couldn't get him as a trainer, but I did end up getting my trainer, Jamal, which he took me through PSD and training. We went through all from December till end of April, and then I've been just on my truck. But I wanted to give a shout out to you guys. I'm liking your channel. You guys look like an awesome couple. I wish you the best and safe travels. And yeah, I would like to do the Wreath Across America. I know it's hard to do that as a solo driver, but I am a veteran of 15 years in the United States Army, and I would love to be involved with that. I think that would be an awesome a tribute to our fallen soldiers, you know, that, you know, protected this country and you know, sacrificed their lives, and of course their family sacrificed as well. And I know that's deep in my heart as well, and I hopefully one day I'll get to do that too. I was so proud. If you look at my if you looked at my YouTube page cover picture, it's with one of those trailers, and I was so proud of getting that trailer. It was phenomenal. You know, that's a real touchy thing with me. So, but well, anyway, shout out to you guys. Hey, I've got subscribed. I'll keep watching them videos. Just like you say, I'll keep them coming. And oh yeah, you know, I'm keeping in there, buddy. I'll keep it going, Eric. Appreciate you, man. Daniel Anthony, thank you for subscribing, buddy. Glad you're on there. Brian Kendall, thank you as well. FedEx driver, awesome. Appreciate to have you. Trucker Curtis, hey, yeah, we have the first same name, that's for sure. And you know, keep your posting come on. You know, we got the same name. We got to live up to that. We got to live up to that name, man. Also want to say, Robert Lopez, thank you for your comments, brother. Philip S., as always, you know, you're always there. Sculptor, always appreciate the encouragement, brother. Mike Mosley, a millennial trucker, thank you as well. Crazy Redneck, 26, awesome, bud. Rob C., thank you, brother. Philip Hubbard, and thank you guys, and Brandon Rad. And I know I probably missed a lot of you. A lot of people watch my deal. No Hippie Truck and Transportation. Kiersey watches me. You know, I'm glad to have it. And who was it at? Somebody. I'm trying to think who's trying to get me on this this deal to do videos. I did go back down and I reloaded that thing. I'm going to have to schedule a live to see if it works. It's just going to be a test, and we're going to see if it works out. If it works out fine, we'll get it going. I guess that's how I'll live stream. And instead of trying to do it off of it goes into YouTube. So we'll see how that works out. I'm going to sit down here and do a live video and see how many people I can get on there with me. But, and hopefully I can read the comments off my phone, because that's what I basically use. I do have a tablet, but it's kind of outdated, and I'm looking at trying to see if I can get that fixed up to start using it as well. But, guys, I'm happy. I'm content right now. I had a decent week settlement gross. You know, wished I could have got another load. If I could have got that Pauls Valley load in, it would have been nice, but it didn't happen. But I got the other one in. But we'll go ahead and we'll get this taken care of, and I'll set you guys up and everything, and we'll go from there. But anyway, we'll get that done. It was decent. $3,200 was the gross revenue for this week. You know, who knows how much it's going to be back in my pocket, but you know, I can't complain. It's what it is. I got a good start on this week. This will be a good start, and hopefully we'll get a few more loads, you know, this week and get going. I'm in a good area, I think. I don't know yet. We'll see. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you all be. I got a phone call coming in here. A buddy of mine that checks on me every morning, that we've known each other for years. So I'll get back with you guys later on, let you know how the status is. Might get a hold of you at night when I get at my location, and there's a truck stop there that a lot of people have talked about, and I'm going to see what it's all about, see if I can get some pictures of the mountains. So anyway, guys, be safe out there, take care of yourself. And you know, I watched the two videos that Eric did, his first video and the one they did about the blizzard. And Eric, you know, that's the whole key, man. We got to keep striving all the time, you know, for us. You know, we got to do what we got to do, and learn things and improve things every time. But My comment always at the end of my videos is we're always driving, and we're always striving for perfection. Always. We always want to do better all the time. And I'm keeping on. I'm hanging there, guys. We'll see how it turns out. We'll keep going until I can't go no more. But y'all have a great day, okay? And it's good to talk to you. Thank you all, the 209 subscribers to my channel. You don't know what that means. I didn't think this thing would kick off for nothing, but I'm hoping it's a good learning tool for some of you, the new people. It's from day one. I mean, the week I got ready to go, I did the first video at my house, and it was the day I started. And I even stayed there. I lived 50 miles from Springfield. I didn't have to stay there. I was told I didn't have to stay there, but I stayed there because that's the part of the training. I learned the training, and that's what the whole thing is. And I do not regret a dime of it. Not 1 cent, not 1 mile, not 1 minute. It's been a great experience. Don't get me wrong. You know, I've just had some bad luck, and now hopefully so far so good. Crossing the fingers. You know, we'll see how it happens, and I think it will be better once everything gets cleared up and this thing keeps rolling and we get in a month, just like Lyle told me. You know, you got to give it a chance. If you can get through 1 month and see where you stand at after 1 month, you're going to see a difference. And you know, that's what I got to do. I've got to be optimistic. I'm hanging in there, guys. That's what we'll do. But all be safe. Please be safe out there. Take care. Keep them comments coming. I love them, man. That's awesome. You make my day when you do that. Y'all be careful, and we'll talk soon, okay? Have a great day. Bye now.